Okay, let's roll right into our post-race press conference for today's 44th annual Aaron's 499 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series event here at Talladega Superspeedway. And our race runner-up, tying a career best finish in his NASCAR Sprint Cup Series career. He was second at Sonoma 2008, is David Gilliland. And he drives the number 38, Loves Travel Stops Ford. And David, congratulations. Certainly a marathon out there today, battling the elements, etc. And then just being there on that last green-white checker. Talk about maybe what went on that last green-white checker to allow you to battle for the win.
Well, my crew chief, Frank Kerr, said, we've got to have the restart of your life. And we had a good one. So, it was dark out there. Sprinkling a little bit. Dry sweep was on the windshield a bunch, but we got a good restart. Our Love's Travel Stops Ford Fusion was really fast all day, and got hooked up with my teammate there. Michael Waltrip got behind me and was giving me a great shove and had some good momentum. Got hooked up with Reagan there and just stayed glued to his bumper and kind of worked our way up through there and came home 1-2 for Front Row Motorsports. So huge day, obviously, for any team to get first and second, but for Front Row Motorsports and our little team, and what we do it with is we're really proud of that. And Bob Jenkins, for sticking with us, doing this deal probably 80-90% out of his own pocket. It's a special day.
Certainly is, and congratulations once again. Questions now for David. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll start back here in the back with Don. Raise your hand. We got three wireless folks here. We got Tom. Go ahead.
Yeah, David, I know you don't believe me, but I'm back here somewhere. It's Don Coble with Morris News Service. Was the fact that it was David, and it was so important for Front Row Motorsports, the fact that it was David Reagan in front of you, is that why you were committed to pushing him and not trying to beat him?
Well, I was trying to beat him for sure, but we had to get there first. And once I pushed him out to the lead, the 99 was on my side there, and David had kind of got out, enough of a lead that I wasn't going to pass him. And then there, at that point, I was just, obviously trying to finish second. So, we got hooked up. He's a great restrictor plate racer. I've had some great finishes on restrictor plate races in the past, and it just, I still obviously want to get that first win, but today wasn't the day. But we'll take second for sure, and a first with our teammate. It's a big day. So a lot of it had to do with this little note here. Good luck. This is from my daughter, 10-year-old daughter. She wrote that and put it in. It's got a little horseshoe in it. She wrote that and put it on my dash there before the race. So she had some horseshoe good luck earrings in too. So we'll take it.
What's your daughter's name?
Taylor Gilliland. She's been coming to the racetrack her whole life, but she watches it from the motorhome.
How old is she?
10.
10 years old. Okay, well, good deal. Let's go over here to Tom Jensen, then David Caravello, then we'll go to the press box. Go ahead.
Hi, David. Congratulations. You've had some good runs in the past, the second at Sonoma in 2008. I believe you were third in the 2011 Daytona 500. Where does this rank with races you've had in the past? How big is this?
It's big. Sonoma's still probably, Kentucky's probably my favorite still. Then Sonoma, obviously, that was good. I mean, we had Jeff Gordon behind me on a green-white checker, I think, and so that was a great accomplishment. But this is right up there with them. I mean, still want that first win, obviously, but Sprint Cup Series is very tough. Everybody out there racing out there at this level are awesome, great race car drivers, and it's tough. But, and we're up against it every week, There's weeks we don't have enough tires to put on our car, so we got to put scuffs on and everything else, and then we're racing against guys that have stickers. So we're just continuing to build, and, for Front Row Motorsports, a 1-2 finish, and to be there to help make that possible is very special to me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go to David, and then we'll hear from Carl as well. Go ahead, David.
David Caravello, NASCAR.com. David, do teams like Front Row circle events like this on the calendar, knowing that it's a bigger chance for you guys to sort of get a finish like this?
Yeah, for sure. You know, these and the road courses we feel like are our best shots to come and have a legitimate shot at winning. The rest of our program we're still working on and trying to get there. You know, obviously someday we want to be an organization that can go and compete for wins on a weekly basis, but we're not there yet. And so to be able to come to these type of tracks, we definitely put a lot of preparation into, you know, and a lot of emphasis on our speedway program. And today we had two very fast race cars, and you know, we're able to come home 1-2.
Okay, Carl Edwards, our third place finisher, has joined us as well. Carl was the driver of the number 99 Fastenal Ford for Roush Fenway. He's also second in our points. And Carl, just talk about certainly a marathon out there today, battling the elements and then those types of things. But talk about the race in general and maybe that last green-white checker.
Well, the race in general went really well for us. Practice was great. We got that pole position, and I did get that trophy. I took that from those people. I don't know if I'm supposed to have it, but I got it. And I never had a trophy from Talladega. I thought we were going to get another trophy, a really big one, and the rain went away and got the track dried, which was I was pretty frustrated about that. I was kind of really hoping for rain, but then the last 60 laps ended up being 60 of the most educational laps I've had at a plate race. I learned a ton. I had a blast, and on the white flag lap, I thought we were going to win it until I saw these guys come in. I thought, who is that? And they were coming, and I blocked as much as I could. David did everything but spin me out down the back straightaway. He was all over the back bumper, and I could feel from the way he was pushing and moving that if I turned to stay across his hood, you know, he went one way and then he went the other. I knew I was going to be on the highlight reel for the wrong reasons. So just you know, these guys got by, and we had a 1-2-3 finish for Ford, which is huge, and I know it's huge for these guys and for Front Row Motorsports. So as frustrated as I am about the loss, I'm really happy for these guys, and it couldn't happen to two better guys and a harder working team.
Good deal. Let's go to press box questions for David or Carl. Please go ahead.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. My question for David was answered, so I'll ask Carl. You just said it. You got your teammates at Front Row somewhat as Ford, another Ford team. Can you put that in perspective? What it would mean for like that team? I mean, obviously they're an underfunded bunch, and they're up against you guys. They're not really competitive at the mile-and-a-half tracks, and they're racing against the Roushes. For them to win here, just like what that means.
I'd like an invitation to the party wherever it's going to be, because I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty big one. You know, it's. I worked for Mike Mittler for a long time, and I saw how hard teams have to compete to to be competitive at this level. And yeah, I mean, I obviously wanted to win that race very, very badly for a number of reasons, but it truly couldn't happen to two better guys. And from Ford's perspective, Ford got us all together at that event that you guys were part of down at the Hall of Fame. A lot of you were. And they told us, this is one Ford. We want to work together. We want the rest of the field to know that Fords are going to be strong because of their ability to work together and share information and help one another on the racetrack. And I think you saw a lot of that today. The reason we were in a position with our 99 team to win when the rain came out was because all the Fords lined up. I think we were 1, 2, 3, 4 right then. And at the finish of the race, we were 1, 2, 3. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think there's a lot of really neat things happening here.
Go ahead, press box.
Carl, Joe Medley, Aniston Star. You said those were 60 of the more educational laps you've had at a plate track.
Yeah.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
I've had a lot of races where I don't get to run the last bit of the race up there in the lead, and it's been for a number of reasons. Sometimes bad luck, sometimes bad strategy and mistakes. And so for me to race up there with Matt and Jimmy and these guys and have all that pressure and the restarts and green, white, checkered and everything that was going on, I think it was pretty good. I not only learned stuff, but I'm going to remember it. It's, burned in there because there's so much pressure right there. So I enjoyed that, and I'm pretty grateful for it. Even though it's not a win, I guarantee it will be pretty good at Daytona and pretty good when we come back here. There were some things that I picked up.
Let's go right here. Question, I believe it's WSB, and then we'll go to Pockers. Go ahead.
Carl, Doug Turnbull, WSB Radio in Atlanta. It's like you lost twice today. Could you sort of talk about that? I know you sort of
really
mentioned
great
it at
feeling,
the beginning, but just you still come in here with a smile on your face at a third place finish, and you needed a good point stage. Just can you sort of sum up the?
Yeah, I noticed Atlanta got a lot of rain today. I was watching the radar, saw that. I guess I've been trying to have a little bit different perspective, and I'm fortunate right now because we have the win. At Phoenix, we're running well. We're up there in the points. I've been trying to kind of approach racing lately as it's everything's a net positive. I mean, there's no, I'm getting to do what I love to do. I'm working with people that I'm very fortunate to work with. And at the end of the day, I had a pretty good time, and we had a shot to win this thing a couple of times, which is, a lot of you have seen some of my poor days, my terrible days at these places, and that's saying a lot, how we ran today. So that's why I'm happy, and, I'm sure I'll even be better tomorrow. Right now I'm still a little frustrated about not winning, but it's nice to be frustrated about third at Talladega for me.
Let's go to Bob, and then we'll go to the gentleman right here. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. For David, can you talk about what this win means for the organization as far as like what impact could it have on next week or the week after? I mean, you've been part of a small organization that pulled off a big upset in the Busch Series years ago.
It's huge. It's huge for Front Row Motorsports. We're working with Ford and a lot of other great partners right now, and we're close on a lot of stuff. We have loved travel stops on the car this weekend, which is a potential, to grow into a bigger partnership. And we had a great day today, obviously. And David Reagan, he had some new partners on board also. So it's big. And anything like this for an organization like Front Row Motorsports or any organization is very big. And so, like I said, we're just building on it. We're a little team building. Feel like we're getting better each and every week. We've taken some. I feel like this new car has really helped us a lot this year. Be more competitive at every style of racetrack that we go to. So, it's definitely big for us. I know Frank Kerr, my new crew chief, has a big wish list of parts and pieces he wants for our race cars, try and make them lighter and faster. And I'm sure he'll get a couple of those. So hopefully that'll help.
Let's go to this gentleman right here, and then we'll go back to the press box. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Carl, Solomon Crenshaw, Alabama Media Group. To what degree, with your history here, did you think that Talladega owed you one?
No racetrack ever owes you or anything. I mean, the whole sport, I feel like I owe all these places and the whole sport a lot. Just 'cause, I think I can speak for both of us. No one really ever expects to be at this level, but I'll tell you what, not that I thought it owed me one, but I wasn't too sure about that last green-white checkered. I was, I knew that could go any way, and I've seen it go real bad. So I felt pretty good about the finish. I'd really like this place a lot more if I could get a victory here, but right now I like it okay.
Let's go to the press box. Go ahead.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service for David. First of all, congratulations. And I think you restarted 11th and David 8th. First of all, how did you guys get hooked up? How did you find each other on the racetrack? And how dark was it? From here in the press box, we could barely see the cars down in turn 1. And did you guys feel like a couple of stealth bombers coming up through there?
Yeah, it felt good. We got restarted there, and it was sprinkling, like I said. It was dark. There was dry sweep on the track, so it kind of got on the windshield where it was wet, and it was hard to see. But I could see David up there, and he came down. Michael Waltrip was behind me, giving me a good run, and just carried a lot of momentum up through there, and got hooked up with David, and figured, he got a best chance of anybody sticking together with him out there, and just worked our way up there. It got real tight getting into 3 and 4 with Carl there. Like he said, I know David was sideways and out of the gas, and Carl was right up on his door there, and could have gone a number of ways, but thankfully, I just stayed on his bumper. I pushed him all the way through the corners. It's the first time I've ever done that with this car.
He was sideways. I remember that. I thought he was going to wreck.
And that was the first time I've done that with these style of cars, because with these type of cars in practice, I've pushed people down the back straight, and it actually kind of gets underneath that little lip underneath the back bumper cover. And I've always been kind of scared getting in the corner as the front car compresses. The back car, the nose don't have anywhere to go because the splitter's already on the racetrack. And but I just pushed him all the way around there, and Carl got stalled out a little bit, and we were just able to carry some good momentum and come home 1-2.
Any other questions in the press box?
Oh my God.
The trial was the sketchiest part of this whole place.
Okay, back downstairs. Any further questions for Carl or David? Bob has a follow-up, and then Doug does. Go ahead.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. Carl, you were somewhat frustrated, a little bit more frustrated on your radio right after the race, and I was just curious if you felt David raced you clean.
Yeah, no, if I sounded frustrated at David, I was definitely not. What I was trying to express is that David just got us. I mean, he just did it. And of course he raced me clean. I mean, it's Talladega, and as long as I'm not upside down in the fence, I think it was pretty clean. I don't know how you define clean here, but he did his job. He raced me as hard as he could have raced me without wrecking me. I don't think either one of us could have tried any harder without being wrecked, and he got me. So it's he earned the win.
Anything else? Well, David, congratulations. Carl, congratulations. Wait, one more question? Somebody?
I have one for Carl.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Kerry. For either of you guys, I don't know if you can answer this, but Brad Keselowski's saying that he thought David Reagan changed lanes illegally, and on the final restart went low. Did either of you guys have a perspective on that, or do you have any thoughts on that, or whatever?
Yeah, I think David both did some illegal stuff, and it should go to the third place car. I'm gonna put that down right now. Third place guy looked like he did everything right. No, hell, I mean, race is over. Trophies, it's given away. It's done.
Anybody else upstairs before we go to Tom? Tom, go ahead. Or somebody over here. I can't
George.
see.
George Diaz, Orlando. So, Carl, can you just talk about the last, 5-10 minutes racing? Obviously, it was getting darker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dicey as it is here. How was it?
Yeah, it was dark. I wish the pace car could have shut off those yellow lights because they were kind of blinding. I was trying to look other places so I wouldn't get blinded by the lights. And then there was a little rain, and fortunately, I mean, NASCAR had a test run yesterday with the nationwide cars, which didn't turn out as clean as our finish, but I think we were right up about the same time. And I was really grateful personally that NASCAR let us run that green-white checkered. I think it had to be a tough call for NASCAR, but we could see well enough. I think the one thing NASCAR did was give us a time to change our visors, and I put on a clear visor. I think a lot of people did. So we were all prepared for less light, but just insane. I mean, the whole thing, guys, I wish you had heart rate monitors on all the drivers out there. It's like as it gets closer to the end of the race, it just gets crazy. It's just an insane event. Everybody, I thought, did a pretty good job.